So one of the things that came up with this that I think is really key is the word strategy, right? And what I think we need to look at in organizations that as we look at our IT staffing, we need to say, do we have the right staffing people that can bring strategy to the forefront of the conversation around IT? And traditionally in an IT infrastructure, that person is the CIO, CTO of the organization that kind of provides that. So Dave, today you play that role in a fractional level for a number of clients. They're small, they can't afford a full-time CIO. They don't have the need for a full-time CIO. So talk a little bit about the importance of having this kind of CIO at the top of the organization, and more importantly, finding ways to do it in a fractional environment if you're not large enough to make those investments today.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a broader topic, but I'll kind of summarize it. A lot of organizations that I get involved, they're very growth oriented. They're PE-backed organizations that have a hockey stick type of growth in their forecast. And I get called in to see the maturity level, the current operating maturity level of an organization, and see how that will adapt and grow and support this business growth, right? And the other spectrum, you have a bunch of engineers. They're very passionate about technology, but have very little awareness of how the business operates with the P&L statement, right? So you have these two unique minds that needs to be bridged with somebody who could say, this is required, we're going to do it in this phases, this is the trajectory, right? So helping an organization have a strategy, a blueprint, if you will, that as we grow, we will transform, and as we transform, it will support our growth and keep going, right? So I plugged right into those scenarios, and it's kind of a very interesting journey. Everyone's on a different path with a different level of skills. People, process, and technology is kind of the core focus on what I do, and developing a strategy, like Jim said, right? A lot of times, especially small or growing organizations, are so tactical. They're only focused on the now. I'll be happy if they have a one-year strategy, which you mentioned, right? Most majority of them would see it for 1 year. We need to help them zoom out and see the 3-year. And once you see that, you could start seeing a lot of things that could fail if we don't change the way we operate today. And that's kind of what I help build up on.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, and this is my general observation. When I see organizations that lack strategy, they have a tendency of viewing IT and technology as a necessary evil and as a cost center, right? And their whole focus is, how do I cut cost? And organizations that have more of a strategic approach to it seem to look at this as one of their strongest assets, and they figure out how they actually use that access to drive the business outcomes that they're looking for. I know, Jim, in your environment, you've been doing this for many, many years, where you've been able to help companies make that shift. Oops, I think we just lost Jim. So Dave, we can talk about this. Do you think that that's a correct assessment, that we have the ability to kind of switch the way we think about technology and IT investments from a cost center to more of an asset to the organization?
Yeah, I mean, IT definitely drives, has been driving a lot of businesses, and it is the most important catalyst to, how people communicate and how people do their day-to-day jobs, right? So it is, and there is a mind shift. I see leaders who knows that, hey, IT is an investment, and they do see that clearly, and some, it just takes, depending on where they are on their growth journey, it takes them a little bit to understand that. And the CapEx model, which was always kind of unpredictable, and which created a lot of bad taste in the, for CFOs and, executives, because it will just come out of nowhere and it will be 6-figure oops. A lot of times for larger organizations, that, hey, we didn't plan for this, but hey, we need to drop in this, this OpEx model, that's everything as a service, more of a consumption model. Really, it's kind of what solves the big problem around adapting technology.
Well, it evens out my investment over time in a more consumable chunk than what we are doing today.